Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. His genetically modified shell broke in the fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men said, what the heck is a giant egg doing with arms and legs? And they swore they'd never play God with the food again. Just say no to GMOs. Genetically modified rhymes.
I'm Sade Bedard-Inwah. New this half hour, a woman in Queens who says she was beaten and bruised by New York City police over a dispute about dog droppings. And tonight, the NYPD is investigating. And we want to warn you, some of the photos you're about to see are very graphic. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Fleischer is live in Rockaway Beach with more. Tim?
Sade, this story is both disturbing and very puzzling. 1 minute, this resident is out here walking her dog when she is confronted by two NYPD officers. But how does this escalate to a point where all of a sudden she's in handcuffs, arrested, and claims to have been beaten?
Nightmare.
That nightmare, Anna Stanczyk tearfully recalls, was frightening, embarrassing, and left her with these painful injuries she claims came at the hands of two NYPD officers as she walked her beloved dog Satka outside her Rockaway Beach apartment building 12 days ago.
Two police officers said to me they saw how my dog pooped and they didn't clean up.
It surprised Anna. She told the officers Satka only urinated, but the officers from the 100 precinct pointed to a pile on the ground, telling her to pick it up, even though she says it clearly had been there a while.
I picked up because I got scared when they talked to me. They were very mean. And
she grew more upset and told the officers she did nothing wrong.
Police officer driver, he showed me handcuffs, and he said to me they can arrest me.
Which they did.
They put my hands in my back, and they pushed me in the back seat in the car.
And I screamed, "Stop!"
More chilling, though, is this description by a neighbor who did not want to appear on camera. Anna clearly becoming upset.
He leaned into the vehicle, into the back seat, and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in her head and her chest.
In these pictures of Anna taken after her arrest, you can clearly see the heavy bruising around her eye and cheek, on her breast and back.
And one punched me in my face, punched me in my back and breast. I just feel pain all over in my body.
Anna was charged by officers with resisting arrest and disorderly conduct. She is now pursuing the alleged beating through the Civilian Complaint Review Board.
I'm doing for protection for another people, because I think if they did it to me, they can do it for another people.
The NYPD has yet to respond to an email request for comment. The Queens District Attorney's Office, however, says it is investigating the matter jointly with the NYPD. Reporting live from Rockaway Beach, Tim Fleischer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Wednesday, December 8th, 2010, and I'm Darko. Welcome everyone to this news bulletin. New listeners and viewers, please visit my website at www.ggnonline.com. That's ggnonline.com. I'm going to go through these news articles I've got together here, and some of them are some pretty interesting stories, such as that poor woman in New York who got beat up by the police for not picking up somebody else's crap. Here we go with this first one. It says TSA refuses to release inspection reports about X-ray machine safety, and this story is interesting because of the story that I'm going to get to next. Airports have become a minefield of health hazards, and an investigation into airport safety has revealed that radiation emitted from various scanning machines is sometimes much higher than intended, putting workers and passengers at serious risk. Said, and while the U.S. TSA insists that the machines are safe, the agency refuses to release the actual safety inspection reports to back its claim. So it says the U.S. CDC conducted an investigation back in 2003 and 2004 exposing several X-ray machines that were in violation of federal radiation standards. Policy states that the TSA is in charge of inspecting its own machines. Wow, that's really nice. But the agency has allegedly neglected this responsibility for years. Well, go figure, right? While continuing to install increasingly more X-ray machines like the new full-body scanners that emit even higher amounts of dangerous radiation. So, But we'll be told, right, that everything's safe, and these radio frequencies and this radiation that's emitting off of our computers, our wireless routers, our cell phones, our smartphones, these wireless towers that you see, not just the cell towers, but these big red and white towers that look like they're about 3 stories, 4 stories high with their big blinking red lights. To me, that has to do with the spraying that they're doing, but and mind control. But let's cut to this next article here. Oh, TSA workers, experts worry about radiation exposure. Well, they're not inspecting them themselves, so it just makes you wonder what the hell is going on, right? It's like if their own people are worried about the radiation, and then they don't even inspect it themselves. I mean, that just goes to show you that the people running the TSA don't give a shit about their employees' safety. Pardon my French if there's any younger people out there. When investigators with the CDC workplace safety team visited a dozen airports in 2003 and 2004, what they found was disturbing, at least to federal airport workers. Although most radiation levels around baggage X-ray machines were low, 6 of the 281 machines used to screen check luggage violated federal radiation standards, some emitting 2 or 3 times the allowed limit, the CDC found. And just think about that. That was in 2003 and 2004. I don't think there was any body scanners out at that time. I'm sure the technology existed, but they had to, the government, and not so much the government as it is these private councils, organizations, these think tanks, basically that's who I'm referring to, and security, because they're the ones that sit outside the federal government and then tell write up these papers, these documents, these recommendations to the federal government. Oh, you should do this for security, wink, wink. And so they'll have to come up with some kind of scheme or false flag terrorist attack in order to get these suckers, these puppies, into airports. And people like Chertoff can make a lot of money off of them. But it says here, perhaps most troubling, the CDC has found what the TSA hadn't noticed. The TSA and its contractors had failed to identify the machines that were emitting excessive radiation, a failure that continues to leave TSA workers and some lawmakers uneasy, especially as the agency continues to deploy hundreds of controversial radiation-emitting machines to help screen passengers. It says, although the CDC report finishes in 2008 concluded that the radiation levels didn't pose a direct hazard to TSA workers, it recommended that the TSA take steps to protect against excessive exposures. So you can check out this article. I'm going to keep moving here. I have a lot of news to cover. I'm probably going to bust this into 2 videos. It says, in the next videos, I'm going to cover the whole Cancun climate summit, and then a little bit of the WikiLeaks, not too much, because I think a lot of that is kind of a distraction and diversion. It says, study links cell phones to child misbehavior. The researchers studying the health effects of cell phones say they have found evidence that when pregnant women use them regularly, their children are more likely to have behavioral problems. The study sure to renew controversy over the safety of mobile cell phones. See, renew the controversy, right? A lot of people haven't given up. Me, I don't carry a cell phone around me, and I keep the battery out of it when I'm not using it. So I haven't really let it go. Once I realized that it is emitting radiation, that they could cause me to go sterile, along with giving me a cancerous tumor, I said, you know what, I think I'll pass with carrying that sucker around with me all the time. But you know what, it doesn't really matter, because I can't even go without a cell phone, even if I want to go without one. You know why? Because even though I have my little prepaid that I take certain steps that I just told you about. People want to get, like my family, they're trying to be nice, and they're like, oh, we'll give you a cell phone so you can, so we can reach you. I'm like, well, I can be reached, email, Facebook. I don't like Facebook, but email, my prepaid phone, But no, it's like, I gotta have they're gonna give me a cell phone with minutes on it, a smartphone, and I'm supposed to carry this thing around all the time. It's just, that's how we live now. Everyone has them. That's why I have all these little plans with these telecommunication companies giving these plans so that, all these children and the families could have them, so that to be, just like walking GPSs. That's what they are as well. There's so many reasons not to carry those damn things around with you. And yet the majority of the people that carry them around are now children. So, not good. But look here, it's another article here, and the links will be posted. Mobile's warning for mums-to-be. Of course, this is British, so it's going to use this type wording, mums, using phone while pregnant can lead to behavioral problems in children. So pretty much what we were just talking about. Says researchers suggest that pregnant women who regularly use mobile phones are putting their babies at risk of developing behavioral problems. And it says the study found that the exposed to mobile phones in the womb had a 30% rise in behavioral difficulties at the age of 7. So, and we move down here. I'm going to try to find out some of the symptoms here. It says here, information on their children's health and mobile phone use was also recorded. Around 3% of the children scored abnormal on behavioral issues, with another 3% borderline. It said the study found that more than 10% of children exposed to mobile phones in the womb had mothers who spoke on them at least 4 times a day. It said nearly half of the mothers had their phones turned on at all times, while around a third of the children were using a mobile phone by the age of 7. So there you go. Like I said, a link will be posted. I covered this yesterday. Police arrested a 12-year-old boy for refusing vaccine at school. It was for the hepatitis B, I believe. And the article makes a pretty good little case here. It says a child of 12 was charged with threatening behavior. See? Threatening behavior. He's threatening the behavior of the other students. He is a threat to the behavior of the other students. I know I keep saying this, but what I'm getting at is, do you see the madness of it all? Because he refuses to take this shot. It might lead the other sheep to not, to start questioning it and be like, maybe I don't want to take this shot, But that's what happened. So he was arrested for that. The arrest happened when the boy, who cannot be named for legal reasons, threw a tantrum refusing the hepatitis B vaccine, the National Post reported. So it said, unfortunately, the report failed to give the reason why the child was refusing the vaccine or what made him so angry. Moving on here, again, covered this. Chicago police will taser just about anyone. Over the last year, Chicago police have used tasers on people 683 times, an increase from just 197 times in 2009. Wow. That's because the police department more than doubled its taser arsenal and stopped investigating every taser-related incident. In its annual report released today by the Independent Police Review Authority, the department's decision last year to increase taser use is said to be making people safer, as well as helping to diffuse tense situations. And really, what better way to break up the argument by electrocuting someone, according to Chicago's WGN News. As a result, the agency said it has decided against investigating every time an officer uses a taser, saying hundreds of incidents were overwhelming its resources. Instead, it will do so only if allegations of misconduct are made. Oh, you see that? So unless you go out and actually try to sue them or do something, get some kind of compensation or restitution, they're just going to tase you to death. I just covered an article where a guy was tased to death. It's not the first time. I mean, that's the only time they're going to look into it. Otherwise, they're going to cattle prod you like you're a cattle. That's it. Unfortunately, it's a cattle right there that's using it too. So it's a cattle prodding another cattle, which is even worse. SAS hit squads at UK malls, and it says here the regiment's elite troops are poised to foil any Al-Qaeda bid to cause Mumbai-style carnage amid Britain's Christmas attack. So it says the Who Dares Wins team have instructions to strike hard and fast to combat the real incredible threat of a bomb and gun onslaught by fanatics. The crack SAS troops are equipped with weapons including high-velocity Mimi semi-automatic assault rifles, gas-loading pistols, and stun grenades. So they're supposed to engage and neutralize. So I'm going to move on here. The Face of Allah Weapons returns. You should go check this out. I don't know why the print is so small. It wasn't like this yesterday, but it says researchers are looking into a concept for creating large holograms that could be projected onto the battlefield, according to the New Hampshire. And we're just going to try to cut to this. Oh, see, yeah, that's right. It's not found. That's what I was trying to do yesterday. So you're seeing live in real time. I was trying to get to the source, but that's right. They removed it. So, but anyways, this is basically what we all talk about. And see, look at in the past, typically theorizes that an image of God could be projected. So, pretty scary stuff, guys. Please. Join me in part 2 of this news bulletin. We're going to get back into this hologram Project Bluebeam technology. Thank you.